to the podcast. My name is Malachi Dixon, Citadel commit, class of 2025.
Hi, my name is Ashton Hammock. I'm a Hargrave alum, and I play at Avery University, class of 2028.
My name is Z. D. Lyman, class of 2025, going to Tusculum University.
So, we are here today to talk about life and football. So, you know what I'm saying? How's college, first of all?
It's great. I mean, I like the college life. I stayed local, I went to North Dakota at first. Didn't like that at all.
Yep, I remember that one.
I came back, and then I'm a hometown kid now, so close stay here in Danville. Well, not here in Danville, we're in Chatham, but I'm in Danville now, so I like it. How about y'all? How's y'all's little college? Getting all these coaches talking to y'all and stuff. Let y'all listen to hear what y'all got to say.
It's been pretty good. I feel like Hargrave, it's tough, but it's like the good type of tough. Like, I got a strict schedule, and when all these coaches come in and like telling me how their school life is, I'm not really scared because I've been through this, and I'm just able to make that transition into college football. And, yeah. How about you, Malachi?
Sheesh. Hargrave definitely, has shaped me to be the man that I am today. Most definitely because we have, like Z said, we have a hard schedule. So anytime, I'm hearing about these other schools where their schedule is, not as hard as Hargrave's, it's going to feel like I feel like it's going to be an easy breeze. But the school I'm going back to a military academy, Citadel, in Charleston, South Carolina. Everybody always telling me, oh, yeah, you love this military stuff, But I get a chance to play football as well, so, I'm excited for that. But I'm just grateful for Coach Cothran, for these two right here, and all my teammates. But, yeah. And I'm actually going on a visit today. I'm leaving today for a visit tomorrow at the Citadel, so, yeah.
Yeah. Just give you a little word of advice. College football in for the week, all right? Just let you know that first year is going to be a learning experience, whether you're playing or you're not playing. It's a learning experience. But you have these guys, you're playing with guys out here, like the field is just so much bigger, not like from a field aspect of like yards aspect. It's just like when you line up and there's guys, it's like 7-year, 6-year guys. You're not playing against 18-year-olds. You're not playing against sophomores and freshmen anymore. Mm-hmm. These guys are 28-year-olds. These could be these could be like some of your uncles that you're playing against. They have kids. Like some of the guys on my team, like they have kids. Like we're playing full dads right now.
That's wild.
That's why you just got to get used to it. Which there's no getting used to. I mean, yeah, you are going to have to condition and weight lift and stuff like that. But the physical aspect is just so different. Them guys are huge. Like the D linemen, they're not 200 pounds anymore. They're all 325, 6'5", all like that. The ends are different. They're slimmer and stuff like that. But I would say that's all you got to get used to is that. The waking up aspect, like I tell everybody else, we were already used to it. I mean, we went to military academy. We're used to the waking up, getting early,
Facts.
getting stuff in, getting stuff out. But other than that, that's all you got to get used to, though.
I do have a question for Malachi. You've been here for like 5, 6, whatever years.
Yeah.
How has football like made your school life easier, or how's it impacted your school life here?
I think throughout the years, so I started off playing soccer, and I used to want to play I used to play for a really long time. My 7th through freshman year, I played soccer, and then I made that transition to football. It was tough at first because I was coming back to the game from not playing for a long time, and it was hard. Trying to get used to the contact again, but after like a week or so, like I was straight, I was good, But Hargrave football, just football in general at Hargrave, it's definitely made my life easier. You know, I feel better when we're playing football during football season. I feel a lot better. You know, it feels like everything's going so fast, which as a senior, you want it to go fast, but, you know, as a senior football player, like, you don't want that. Like, as a junior or sophomore, like, I always, when the football season would end, I would always be like, oh, yeah, I have another season to play. But, you know, with this one, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm actually done with high school football. So, you know, it was different. But football overall.
That last game, though?
Oh, yeah. Nah.
For that last game, it's so different. I don't know about you, Coop, but, dude, it's just like, we played Northcross my last game at home, and it's just like one of those games where, like, we had this player out, Northcross best team in the freaking state or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we were just like off bat. I was just getting the game high hopes. Maybe everything go right. First play, it's just like over my head in the end zone. I'm like, gosh, it's going to be one of those games, my last game. We ended up losing, like, I don't know what the score was, but it was by a lot. And I just remember it being like 30 seconds on the clock, and it was just like, we're down by like 50 plus or something like that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it didn't hit me until it hit 0, until like their little horn was just like, and I was like, dang, this could be like the last time you ever touch the field. Which luckily wasn't the last time I ever touched the field, but for most guys, that's just how it is. Like, there's a low percentage of players that play in the next level, whereas that D3, D2, D1, JUCO, or anything like that. So
That's facts.
I just want to hear how y'all's last game experience was, because I wasn't there for y'all's last game. I had a season myself.
You can go first.
My last game, I came in, you know, wasn't thinking much about it. I just went onto the field trying to take care of business as usual. But as the game went by and plays were going by, you know, that thought was just circling in. And when the game was over, we missed a field goal to win the game. But when the game was over, it wasn't really that I wasn't getting another snap of football anymore. What really struck me was I wasn't going to get to play with my guys no more. Because I had been with these guys for 2-ish years, you know, doing the same schedule. Everything's just hard, and, like, having them around and just having everybody around you like that, you know, made it the whole journey easier. It was just that moment that dawned to me that I'm not going to get another game with them.
That's true. Nah, yeah, I definitely can agree with that one. Whole time, I remember the whole week, I was just thinking about the last game. The whole season, that was the game where I was like, wow, okay, you know, this is really going to be the end of high school football. But the day of, you know, just playing in the game, everything was just so, you know, it was just so surreal. And it was like, I get to play with these guys one last time. And, you know, it's definitely going to be exciting to see, like, the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, you know, come up next year and do great things. But I don't know, it hit me definitely when the clock hit 0. I sat on the field for a little minute, just by myself, just, you know, taking it all in. And, yeah.
I do have a question for the both of y'all.
Yeah.
During, like, your Hargrave football career, what was your favorite moment? Like, you know, a moment that you're going to tell your kids 10 years later.
During football?
Yeah.
A moment? Yeah. Just like any moment, like throughout all of playing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just Hargrave football?
Yeah.
It can be in-game or like practice or anything?
In-game or practice.
Anything. Bus rides, anything.
I'm trying to think of all of our games. I would just say, like, I've never, like, as in playing for Hargrave football, it's just like, it's so different because it's so hard to, me and Coach Cawthorn and Coach Dixon have talked about this in general because I'm going into coaching for my next career. Like, that's what I want to do past college. and maybe in college. I'm coaching a basketball team now. But like, it's just so hard to build, like, have an all-in football team, if that makes sense here, because there's so many people that come here for different reasons that just play football just to play it, just to get away from everything. So it's like, it's so hard to build like a state championship football team. Like it's going to be hard to do that, but it's definitely possible. It's definitely been done before. So with that being said, it's just like when we play these teams that are literally made to play football, like they have this, like Blue Ridge. I'm not going to shout anybody else out, but like those big teams that are just like all set to like kind of basketball, football, soccer, baseball, like they're just sports teams.
Yeah.
And we're shooting back with them. It's just like a little knock on them. So like my favorite moment from just the senior, I have two favorite moments, my 8th grade year and my senior year. I would say definitely my senior year was probably at Blue Ridge, because I felt like they were scoring and then we were scoring back, and they were scoring and then we were scoring back.
Yep.
So that was pretty fun. I think that was the best game I had all year. I think I threw 5 touchdowns. That was pretty fun. In my 8th grade year, I was an 8th grader playing varsity, which you usually don't see the field a lot. And I got thrown in, and like I was an outside linebacker, so on the edge, and I got lost. Coach Sean was the coach here, and he was yelling like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So I just looked back at him, and I'm just running towards him. I just turn around, and the ball's like in my hands, and I was just like, I caught the pick, I intercepted the ball, and I just caught it, and then I got hawked by the quarterback. So that was probably my favorite 2 moments from 8th grade year and 12th grade year.
My favorite moment, my Hargrave football career, I have 2. This year's was definitely senior night. Last year, we played Roanoke Catholic for our senior night, and last year we lost to them by, was it like a?
Don't even.
It
was like
3 points.
Yeah, 3 points. And the whole game this year, we just going at it back and forth, and it came down to the fourth quarter. We had less than 2 minutes left, and that's when like I really had seen like everybody put it all on the line. We got down the field. They had just scored. We got down the field. Coach, he called a timeout, right? Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, he called a timeout. We get up the field. We're in like the 15-yard line, 10-yard line. Charlie gets it, throws it to Zach Gross. This is like 13 seconds left in the game. Throws it to Zach Gross, touchdown, and we beat him 14 to 17.
Shout out to Charlie, man. That's my guy.
Shout out to Charlie Wall, for real. But he really stepped up this year, playing QB after Ashton graduated. He definitely stepped up, put in that work. Me and him, we're talking the whole time this summer, and it was great to see him, step up and be a leader for sure. But my second memory was junior year, just the bus rides in general. Like away game, for like going back from away games, whether it was a win or a loss. The wins definitely felt better, but it was always just a fun time. Coach is probably mad at us for being too loud or something, and we're just sitting in the back laughing and stuff. Like, it's definitely those type of memories that you cherish forever, because you're never gonna get them back. So, what about you, Z?
My favorite moment, I'd like to say my touchdown versus Stab, because I'm a D lineman. I'm strictly defense. But one day I just thought, you know what, let me go run the ball, see what happens. I didn't know what the play was. I just, told the quarterback, I just want the ball. I'm gonna run to the right, and whatever happens, happens. So I got the ball, and surprisingly, I went for 80 yards. Other than that, that specific moment where I felt like the man. My favorite moments, or like the memory I always have, is my bus ride back on the lineman bus because we have most of the coaches on there. And then it's just great energy in there. All the coaches, they like have one-on-ones, try to have like a post-game breakdown, and just tell you how you performed, and just boost your morale, getting ready for the next week. Yeah.
Cowboys got.
Oh, hold on. I gotta think of something.
I'll tell you what you can help me do. You can help me get these sound bites. Just talk about your overall experience here and how it's made you a better person and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. How do you guys think, Hargrave in general, not just the football aspect, but just like everything in general, since your first time stepping here, like till now? How do you think it's impacted you and like impacted the way you see like the outside world and how you act?
I would say the diversity. Like, there's so many people from different like countries, different states, different like areas. People grew up differently. Some dads are millionaires. Some people are lived in poverty, like from different states, different countries. So like, I mean, it's just all a different like. You just get to mesh with so many different people and talk about how other people grew up and how you grew up and just see how different people respond to different things that happen. And that's what I like about it. I mean, I met probably some of my closest friends at Hargrave. So, yeah, I would just say the diversity of it. You get to meet a lot of different people. So,
What you see?
I want to just like tag along what Ashton said, the whole diversity thing, because I'm originally from Kenya, and when I came here, all I've been doing was playing rugby my whole life, and I came to a place where they didn't play rugby, and I was initially going to play soccer, but I ended up playing football. But it's just how everyone's just welcoming here, and really Hargrave just taught me to not be closed-minded and just be willing to try something new. Because if I hadn't played football, I wouldn't be, where I am right now. And I feel like just football here or being at Hargrave in general, you get to learn a lot of things. You're the same people every single day. The faculty are really supportive, and whatever you're trying to achieve, you will achieve it. You just have to put your head down and be willing to work.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's definitely the brotherhood and the misinterpretation that just because it says military that it's a school for bad kids, or like a reform school, which Hargrave is not that at all. Hargrave, it changes people if you really sit there and put your mind to it. You sit there and comply with what they're trying to teach you, the core values that we instill in everybody. Hargrave, everybody, I've talked to some people like outside, they'd be like, oh, why do you go to military school? Or like, it must suck like to be away from home and stuff like that. But I tell them generally like, there are some hard days, but you have 100 other people going through the same thing that you're going through. You find some of, like Ashton was saying, you find some of your closest friends here. It's really a brotherhood. And if you find the right people, you stay the right path, Hargrave can take you somewhere. But Hargrave has definitely impacted me because I left. Me and Ashton actually left at the same time. I came back, and then, I can definitely see when I was at home, I was way different than I was right now. I wasn't doing, I wasn't in the best state of mind all the time. Wasn't listening to my parents, but Hargrave made me realize that I don't need all that other stuff, like all that outside stuff. That just being disciplined and putting your head down, you'll be fine. But yeah.
I would say just take the sacrifice. Think about coming here, sacrifice everything in life. So if I'm a parent and my kids want to make it to the next level, whether that's anything you want to do, if that's academics, that's anything, I mean, I would say come to Hargrave. I mean, what I used to tell my parents, I used to hate it when I was 8th grade, 9th grade, when I was here for my 8th grade and 9th grade years. Dude, I hated it. I told them, I was like, I hate it. To the point where I was just like doing bad stuff so they would just give me a DNR. Like, I don't want to come back. I do not want to come back. But after that, I came back my senior year, or my junior year, sort of. When I came back, I just had a whole different thought process. I was like, I'm here to get one goal, I'm here to make it to the next level, then we can have fun. So, like, once you just get over, like, you can have fun in your way. It doesn't have to be out in the real world in public school and doing whatever you want there. Once you get that out of your head and you're like, I'm here now, there's no going back. I'm going to put my head down, do my work, have fun here. This is my new family. And then adjust from there. You get over that, then you're going to meet your goal. I mean, I've never seen anybody come in here, put their head down, go to work, put in that extra work in their sport, in their academics, and not go to the next level. Like, I tell everybody that comes here, tell all the kids that play AAU or near here, I'm like, dude, if you want to go to the next level and do this, go to Hargrave. So that's what I would say.
I sort of feel the same way in the sense that if you really want it, you could get it here. Like, if you just come here and put your head down and work towards whatever you're trying to work towards, you're going to get it. Because all the tools, all the facilities, you have them. You know, I was 185 last year, come out the season, came back 230, and that was just me in the weight room, sticking to the workouts I was given, and now it all just worked out. So it just really shows, you know, if you really want to achieve that goal, this is the place to be at because, you know, we don't have a lot of distractions here. It's the same guys, the same staff, and, you know, you just have to put your head down and be willing to work. And then whatever that is that you're working towards is just going to come by because you've been working so hard and, you know, it's just going to just come by and you're going to get what you want.
I personally, I love every single coach in the coaching staff, you know, because basically, you know, Coach Cothran, when I first came back to Hargrave, he came and talked to me about, you know, coming and playing football because that's what my mom had told him. And I didn't want to be back at Hargrave because the simple fact that I had been at home for so long and I was there, sitting there, Coach Cothran was talking to me. I wasn't looking him in the face. I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. Like, I didn't want to be there at all. But now that I'm sitting here as a senior playing for Coach Cothran for the past 3 years, I can genuinely say that, you know, I'm definitely grateful for the fact that, you know, he never stopped believing in me. And, you know, he gave me a chance. And, you know, I always be grateful for that. Coach Dixon, you know, love that guy. Always trying to make me better, you know, even when we're arguing on the field because, you know, I think he's wrong in this certain thing and I see, you know, things a certain way. Coach Lowe, love that guy too. Definitely brings the energy to practice when it's needed and when we're not doing right. Coach Jiggets, fun, energetic guy. Always pushes everybody, the D-line, the O-line to get better. Coach Maydeen as well, who didn't coach this year but coached in my 10th grade year. Definitely always pushing me to be better, always expects me to, you know, stay on the right path. And if I'm not on the right path, he'll call me out about it. Coach Giles came in, you know, helped everybody, brought energy and all that. But, you know, every single coach on the coaching staff had an important role, and just grateful for all of them.
All right. I'll say Coach Cothran. I would just say if I had, like, a couple words to, like, describe him as, like, a complete football mind. Like, he just has so much wisdom. What I've, like, learned to know, like, even if, so say if there's an older player, say I know I'm better than this older guy, but he's older than me, I've used to just be like, okay, I'm better than you. You have nothing to teach me. But the older people are, the more wisdom that they have. And you can pull away from wisdom and stuff like that. I'm not saying at all that's Coach Cothran, but he just has so much football knowledge that he knows just so much in general. That's just like, I just used him as like kind of like a sponge. He just taught me so much about everything in football in general. Coach Cothran is just like a complete head coach. So I would say he's definitely was my favorite head coach in high school for sure. Coach Dixon, that's like my brother. We came in at like the same time. So when I came in my 8th grade year, he started teaching here and coaching here my 8th grade year. So we came in the same time, football the same time, everything. So we have a real close bond. He was the offensive coordinator here, and I was the quarterback. So we were real close with all the plays growing up. He knew the playbook like the back of his hand, and like I told Cothran the other day, I could come in and still run the same plays that they're doing and know them just as well. Because, like I said, we back and forth. He could say a number or whatever, and he could start to say something, and I already know what he's going to call. So, Coach Dixon, he was my ultimate coach here. Who's next? We got Coach Lowe.
Yeah, so.
Coach Lowe. Me and him probably didn't like each other on some days. He was the wide receivers coach, and when I'm locked in, I like to get going. So when the receivers aren't up to par, and they're not up to par what I was like, especially my senior year, because I knew that was my last season, and I had things to prove. I had film to put out. So I was like, we got to go, Coach Lowe. So me and him would butt heads a little bit, but Coach Lowe, he's a funny guy. We would always pick with each other. I would mess with his he would always bring his son along, and that's just the ultimate father figure as well. He's a great dad, and shout out to Coach Lowe, though. He did a great job with the receivers and the defense. Especially this year. I heard the defense was balling this year.
Yeah, defense was balling this year, for sure.
Who got Coach
Jiggets.
Coach Jiggets. We didn't talk a lot, but we did in basketball. He was the line coach, right? Defensive line coach? Offensive line coach? Yeah, so he was always telling me where my mind was, seeing that's what we did talk about, the protection and what he could help with that. He was always worried about what he could help me and how he could make my situation better. So I would say shout out for him for that. And like I said, I see him almost all the time. He coaches the middle school team, and my little brother plays on the Tunstall's middle school team. So I see him all the time. He's a great guy, stand-up guy too. He's a very a great guy. We got Coach Giles. Coach Giles, I think I played him. No, I don't think I played him, but I think a guy on my team played him. So we're pretty close in age. So I would say he's a soft-spoken guy, but he means what he has to say when he says it.
That's true.
So, like, I would just say he's a very impactful guy. Very impactful guy. And Coach Maydeen, don't forget about Coach Maydeen. He wasn't out there, but he was always in my ear every day. So if I had a bad game, I knew I had to go hear about it. And if I had a good game, he'll tell me that it wasn't good enough. So pass it on to Z right here.
I personally, let me not say I love my coaching staff, but they've been really impactful in my life. Going, from Coach Cothran, the head coach, all the way to my line coach. They're all different personalities, and it's such a good blend in them that, as a guy that was strictly defense, I was really close to my defensive coordinator, Coach Lowe, and then I was really close to the linebackers coach, who was Coach Giles. I was really close to my line coach, Coach Jiggets. But if I ever needed any counseling or any other advice, Coach Cothran and Coach Dixon were just right there on the door, just ready to help me out.
Final words. Hargrave can change you if you comply to the rules, comply and put your head down and work. Find good friends to hang out with. Follow the right crowd. There's always a wrong crowd in a school, no matter what school you go to. Just make sure that people that are around you are lifting you up and not bringing you down. And always have a get-to attitude instead of a got-to attitude.
My final words from this whole thing is that, Hargrave football is just a different experience, No, there's a hand count of schools out there where, I come in from drill with my friends and then I have to go throw pads on, or, I just had a bunch of classes I'm coming from a bowling and then throw pads on. It's just a different experience, and just having football here just brings y'all together more as, going through all the toughness during the week of school and then be able to throw those pads on Friday night and go compete with another school. It's just a different experience. And, it's something I would want more people to experience. And it's only so much words I could put to it. You just have to come here and just live it for yourself.
All right. Hold on. Give me a second. So we're just like,
Use whatever you want your final words to be on here.
oh, okay. All right. Dang, final words. I got it. I would say that you have to take risk in life, and I would definitely take this risk of coming to Hargrave. And I took the risk coming to Hargrave, and in the end, it worked out. And academically, I struggled when I was in public school. Came here when I was in 8th grade, 9th grade, struggled here for a little bit. Senior year, I picked it up here. And then when I went to college, it was just like so different. Like it was just so much easier because you're just, I don't know what it was, but for some reason in Hargrave, it just makes stuff so much easier here. And then when you get to college, it makes it just like it's just clicking because it's all the same thing. Like your little classes that we have here, and we're not going back to back to back to back until 3 o'clock. We have 12, and you have your little break, and then you have classes 1 to 3 or whatever. It's just like college. So when I got to college, it was just clicking or whatever. So I would say if you wanna do that, this is just like a college program, and I would say it definitely teaches you to mature faster. So I would definitely take the risk.